Hi, welcome to the Village Trader Charts. My name is Njabulun Bande. In today's video, we're going to be looking at a few breakout charts or patterns that I'm looking to trade over the next couple of days or so, or weeks rather, in some. And yeah, man, before we get into that, please make sure that you subscribe if you're new, hit that bell notification button so that you don't miss any of these videos. I will be posting them every day with an exception for Wednesday. By the way, do join us, do join Simon Brown and myself on the Think Markets webinar. I'll leave the link to that in the description as well. So without any further ado, the first chart that I want to have a look at is the Capitec Bank share. We had this nice round base on the share between the call it the crash of early in March, and now in July the recovery, since the pretty much has been consistent with the lockdown. We were in the houses, we're starting to get out, so it formed this nice round base there, and what I'm looking for is a retracement back here. And if I take this back down, you can see this was a previous area of supply and demand, and also similarly this is the last time we had a red candle preceding this rally of the previous week. So I'm looking for a retracement back here, forming that handle part of the cup and handle and a break, but also looking at that resistance there at the 1490 something, to then retest the 1430, and then bounce. And in terms of targets, how I place my targets, or when I'm trading cup and handle, it's quite simply the height of the base of the cup projected upwards, and the stop loss being below the low of the handle, wherever that may be when this does, if it does play out. I can't preempt it, I can't get earlier, even though we may have other signals that may prompt us to jump in sooner, but I have to wait, and for the breakout before I actually get into the trade. And interesting to see is the 30-week exponential moving average is starting to cross the 200-day exponential moving average, and the 60-week exponential moving average, and that wind at the back that I always refer to if you do follow me. Yeah, man. So I'm waiting for that retest and the breakout on Capitec. The next share that I'd like to be looking at is the multi-choice group. We have this nice bullish flag on the share, and about if I can zoom that in, 4 days ago we had this doji candlestick pattern here, which was confirmed by this bullish candle which traded above the close, which does normally signal that sellers were running out of steam, but we'll wait for the breakout out of the range. And how we trade the bullish flag in terms of targets, we project the flag pole up from the lowest point of the flag pattern, which at this current moment is that level there, projected upwards, which does take us to around 176 rand or so, into the share, which could be exciting. And similarly, as you can see, the 30-week exponential moving average is starting to cross, and it's quite close to catching up and closing above the that 60-week exponential moving average. This share does seem to starting to build that wind behind us on the long side. So another share that is currently forming its handle part of the equation is ShopRite. We had this big, nice round base. You know, 2020 has been that story. So having that big round base there, and now we had that false break, but came back, and now we're starting to see that handle part of the cup and handle starting to form. And as similarly with the other charts that we looked at today, this 30-week exponential moving average is starting to creep up and come up to on the long side. And an interesting note is that we do have a bullish divergence. As you can see, our stochastic is making higher lows, even though the share is making lower lows, which does give us that we might start seeing some buyers coming into the ShopRite share. So I'm looking for a break, retest, and we off to the races. And similarly, we use the height of the base, and then we project it. We use the height of the base, and we project it up from the breakout, but I cannot ignore that resistance level there. So my target will rather be that 178 as opposed to what would be so now I duplicated it twice. So what would be 193 or so. So I'll be monitoring price action if we do get into this trade, and once we get to that 179 180 levels there. So another share that I'm quite keen on is Anglo American. As you can see, we have this range here. We kind of range bound on this share, so I'm looking for a 3% break above that the support there of 44 444. So it closed above 456 and some change will take me on the long side. And how we do trade these, we project the height of the range upwards, so the run would be equal in size, should be equal in size as the range that it came from. And 30-day is above the 30-week exponential moving average is above the 60-week exponential moving average. So we're looking for long trades there, and the 200-day exponential moving average is behind us. So there is a bit of wind at our back with regards to this trade. And another trade that has been trading rather sideways as of late is Discovery. We did have a false break there, but we came right back into that range. And as you can see, similarly, the 30-week exponential moving average is starting to cross both the 200-day and the 60-week exponential moving average, which does, to at least to me, signal that the buyers are starting to gain some strength. As you can see, we had this nice rally from March. So Discovery has been the share that did not collapse as bad as the others. So it did collapse from February, but it started its recovery back in March. So we are looking at trading on the long side there. So the last on my list is Komba Iron Ore. We have a symmetrical triangle pattern forming there, coming from this nice uptrend from early March. So as you can see, we the price here, when it did bounce back, it did make higher lows. So I'm looking for a break on the upside. Normally a break on a symmetrical triangle pattern happens 2/3 on the way in. If it goes beyond that, I will start to get worried and skeptic on that break. And how we trade that in terms of targets, it is the height of the triangle from its broadest point, and then we project that upwards from the breakout point, which by my uh, which would be somewhere here, but will it remains to be seen. We'll see as the days go. Yeah, as the days and the next couple of weeks come. So we could be seeing this break around 7-ish of December. But at the moment, we are waiting and seeing how the market will take on Komba Iron Ore. So conclusion, at least from the charts that we are looking at today, is that we are starting to see perhaps a start of a bull run going into 2021. Perhaps the vaccine will help. Economies around the world starting to open up. But at the moment, we're just waiting and see. We trade what we see on the charts and not what's happening in the world. So that's it from me today. We'll check again tomorrow. Be sure to check out the Village Trader podcast. Link to that will be in the top of the description. Link to all the charts that we looked at today will be in the description below as well. Please do get down in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts on the charts that I was looking at. What are some of the charts that you are looking at? Or the charts that you want me to check out perhaps tomorrow or on Thursday. Uh, um, and yeah, man, that's it from me today. Thank you for hanging with me. Remember, don't forget to subscribe if you're new, hit that bell notification button so that you don't miss any of these videos. So, and do follow me on social media. I am at Njabulo_Gotcha on Twitter, and I am at also at Village Trader ZA on Twitter as well. Do follow me on those. Yeah, check you out tomorrow. Thanks. Cheers.